Narcissism and autism are actually correlated. I can at least explain with my example, because people have accused me of being a narcissist several times, and I can admit that I have some narcissistic tendencies within myself. Like, for example, how I used to think that I was attractive that I was this girl's dream man back in high school, and then when some girls rejected me, I felt the need to prove to everyone that those girls were wrong for rejecting me, that I was indeed attractive, that I was in the right and they were in the wrong, which is like typical narcissistic behavior, right? However, I think that narcissism works in a slightly different way, like in autistic people. Now, I don't really know, I'm not really sure how narcissism works in like neurotypical people, but I can at least use my example because I have done like a lot of introspection and self-reflection, and so I understand like where my narcissistic tendencies come from. And this is because as an autistic person, I deep down really hate myself. And apparently this is what a lot of autistic people think. Like, this is what Orion Kelly, who is like a popular autistic content creator on YouTube, he says that as well. Like, listen to this.
I understand you guys know about stress response, and I understand I told you I can't get out of a stress response at the moment. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, blah, blah, blah. I'm a fighter. I am a fighter. So I've had some interactions recently with regular everyday people, and I've been triggered by these interactions into a stress response, and it brings the fight out in me. And I don't know if you're an autistic person watching this, but can I just say, I hate me. I'm disgusted by me. I hate everything about me. I hate that I'm autistic. I hate it. Why is that? Because unless I have perfect conditions in life, perfect conditions in interactions, everything goes to shit. Sure, they hate me after it, but I hate me worse. I have an inbuilt sense where I can pick up on the slightest bit of attitude or aggression or dismissiveness, whatever you want to say. And as soon as I pick up on that, the conversation is tainted. And then, of course, fight being my response, I give them the attitude back. I give everything that I'm picking up them, I give it back. And then it's a vicious cycle. Then they think I'm being an attitudey bastard. And then by the end of the conversation, it's basically turned into a yelling match or a fight. This is with regular, everyday neurotypical people. Not my family, by the way. I want to say this very clearly. These people who gave me attitude, who dismissed me or acted badly to me, I'm not interested in them. I don't blame them. The headline here is, I hate myself. I'm disgusted in myself. Because as an autistic person, unless I have perfect conditions in interactions and my senses don't pick up the slightest hint of attitude or hatred or aggression or whatever, nothing goes well.
And so a lot of us autistic people, we really hate ourselves. Like, we strongly despise ourselves. Like, to the point where we literally think that we have to be tortured to death sometimes. Like, we have like this very intense self-hatred deep down. And one thing that this means is that when we screw up in life, like every time we screw up in life, every time we make a single mistake in life, we like crash out and have this huge meltdown and we start hating ourselves. Like, think of when you were a child and whenever your parents yelled at you and you started crying. When your parents were like, hey, you're not supposed to do that. And then as a child you were like, and then your parents were like, no, it's okay, don't cry, you're not gonna do the mistake again, it's okay, baby, it's okay. And you're crying because you have this like feeling of guilt, because you know that you screwed up, because your parents yelled at you, because your parents scolded you, so you have this like feeling, you have this like meltdown. And so we as autistic people, we are like crying babies deep down. We are still like babies. Like whenever we screw up in life, we are like except not exactly, because like I am now 24 years old and I can say that I don't cry. I'm a man. We men don't cry, but we manifest like the same feeling in a different way. And this is what a lot of autistic people express, like this feeling of guilt, feeling of shame when like your parents scolded you. You start going into like crash outs, going into those like deep meltdowns. When you start like literally yelling at yourself, you start hitting yourself, you start punching yourself. And so I want to give you an example. Like, for example, let's say that you fail a math question. Imagine you have like Asian parents. Okay, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but still, like we autistic people, we feel like we have Asian parents, even if we have like Western or American parents or African parents or whatever. We feel like we have Asian parents. Or maybe we are our own Asian parent. But my point is, if you, for example, have a math problem that you have to solve, and you find out that your answer is incorrect, that your answer is wrong, you start being like, I'm so stupid! This stupid fucking brain! This brain needs to be fucking lobotomized! I'm so fucking stupid! And like, let me tell you that having those crash outs is really unpleasant. It's not only unpleasant for other people when they have to watch, like, when you have to watch me go like, hey, this stupid brain, this fucking stupid brain, I deserve to be lobotomized! It is unpleasant for us as well. Like, we literally, you can see that we are not feeling good when we have those crash outs. And this is like what I think is called spurging out. Like, you know the definition spurging out. I think this is where it comes from, because this is what spurgs do. This is what autistic people do. They spurg out. Whenever they screw up in life, they start spurging out. I'm so worthless. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm so fucking ugly. I deserve to die. I'm not gonna say that on YouTube, or the video will get demonetized. But I have actually had real instances where I ended up spurging out on camera. Like in my old videos, which you can now find in a playlist on this channel, you can see footage of me spurging out sometimes, and I'm gonna show you some of that footage right now. Whatever message I am trying to convey will be lost, because it will be conveyed through this stupid spurgy ass voice. Which is why, once again, I try to sound natural, but it just does not happen. This stupid spurgy ass voice just keeps coming back. Maybe you should start watching them. What do you mean? How would I be able to recommend them if I haven't watched them? I am so stupid. I am such a fucking sponge. I get the best life advice ever. But I am so ignorant. I am so incompetent at learning anything. I am the worst student that people still assume that I haven't watched them and that I should watch them. This MF is AI generated. Can't believe he is real. Oh yeah? Is it because you can't believe someone can be this stupid? Shut up! Stop complaining! Stop being an entitled narcissistic prick! You deserve to be— And like I said, this is really unpleasant to me. Whenever I spurg out, it feels really unpleasant to me. So I want to spurg out as little as possible. Like, my body wants to basically prevent me from spurging out. my body wants to prevent me from having this unpleasant experience, which is spurging out and having those meltdowns, those crash outs. And so narcissism, at least in like my case, it is actually like a shield against this unpleasant experience. Narcissism is actually there to protect me from spurging out. So, for example, if I solve a math question and I hand it out to the teacher, and the teacher is like, sorry, this answer is incorrect, I will first, like, be protected by narcissism, and I will be like, no, it was not incorrect. I was correct. I'm a genius. Please check again. And the teacher then is like, I have double checked. I have used the calculator and everything, and it's still incorrect. And then I will be like, well, maybe the calculator is not working properly. I was right. Trust me, bro. And the teacher is like, no, you are not. And the narcissism in me is there to prevent me from then being like, oh, you're so stupid, this fucking stupid brain is so stupid, I did this, I got this math question wrong because of this fucking stupid brain. Now, I don't want to justify narcissism. I'm not saying that if you are autistic that is an excuse to be narcissistic, but the reason why I am saying this is to at least have an explanation that narcissism might be caused by like autism. It might be actually a shield to prevent you from having those like autistic meltdowns. It doesn't justify being narcissistic, but it explains why you are narcissistic in the first place. And explaining things is usually the first step, because in order to solve a problem, you have to first understand where the problem is coming from. Because if you don't understand the root cause of a problem, then how are you gonna solve the problem, right? And so, in my case, for example, I have realized that my narcissism, my narcissistic tendencies, now, I'm not diagnosed with like narcissistic personality disorder, so I'm not 100% sure if I really am a narcissist or not, but I do have narcissistic tendencies within me. But I know that all the narcissistic tendencies within me, they are supposed to protect me from having those autistic meltdowns, because without those narcissistic tendencies, I will just lash out at myself. I will start hitting myself, I will start punching myself, and I will be like, you're so stupid, you're so ugly, you deserve to be tortured. Because like I said, we have a strong, intense hatred for ourselves, and we start literally punishing ourselves whenever we screw up in life. And so we use those narcissistic tendencies to prevent us from having those, like, from us punishing ourselves when we screw up. Those narcissistic tendencies are there to basically prevent us from spurging out.
Правда назад, черный каскад. Вижу твой взгляд, стелю на горе.